Tonight, we're launching the search for an amazing fundraiser to represent ITV Central at this year's Daily Mirror Pride of Britain Awards.
And guess what? We need your help. Here are the details. We're inviting nominations now for someone who raises funds for a great cause, no matter how big or how small their efforts. It could be someone who comes up with creative and offbeat ideas to raise cash. Or maybe it's their passion and dedication that really inspire others to give. Our winner will be invited to attend the star-studded Daily Mirror Pride of Britain Awards in London in October. The event is now in its 16th year and will be hosted by Mark Austin.
Now, we all need a little extra help sometimes, but without the incredible efforts of the fundraisers, many of the places we turn to simply wouldn't be there. These amazing people go the extra mile without looking for anything in return. All the more reason then to give them a big thank you. And that, of course, is what the Pride of Britain Awards are all about.
The person you nominate must be aged 16 or over. You can nominate them by going to itv.com/Pride of Britain. That's all one word. You'll also find nomination forms in Lidl stores, and full terms and conditions can be found at itv.com. And there must be hundreds around the Midlands.
There are, and we enjoy listening and hearing about some of those entries. So good luck with those nominations, and we do look forward to receiving them.
Indeed. Now, a former soldier who was paralysed in an attack in Iraq has started running again, thanks to the UK's first Bionic splints.
Jonathan Le Galadec was shot in the spine 7 years ago, but has defied the experts with technology previously only available in America.
And if the trial's successful, Help for Heroes will campaign for the splints to be funded by the NHS for injured veterans. Our health reporter Victoria Davis has more.
He's the man defying medical science, and all because of these. These unique carbon fibre splints are allowing Jonathan Le Galadec to do what most of us take for granted.
When I was able to run, it was an incredible moment. I was so happy. You know, the wife was in tears. 4 weeks ago, I wasn't able to run, you know, and now I can. And so it's, you know, got to start off slow. You know, they say, you know, you don't want to run before you can walk.
Just a month into a tour of Iraq with 4th Battalion the Rifles, Jonathan was caught in a hail of bullets. One hit his spine and paralysed him from the waist down. His friend Rodney Wilson was killed as he rescued him. Doctors told the former Lance Corporal he'd never walk again. Now he's not only walking, but running, thanks to these custom-built splints designed at this private clinic in Minworth in Sutton Coldfield.
If you watch the Paralympics, you saw the amputees when they were using the running blades. This is something that we've developed for patients that have still got a limb. Anybody like an ex-serviceman who's been active and very fit and has received an injury, they're going to be able to start to get back that sort of lifestyle and that kind of activity.
Considering I was told I'd never going to walk again, you know, and I will take anything, and if it means wearing these for life, it's just so I can get some sort of normality and some quality of life, then I'm quite happy to walk away with these.
Help for Heroes is now trying to convince the government to make the bespoke orthotics, which cost several £1,000s a time, available to all injured servicemen and women.
We'll be pressing to have this made available on the NHS for wounded, injured and sick servicemen who've sacrificed a huge amount by performing their duty for this country. And this is all about the country doing its duty to them.
A sentiment many would agree with, not least Jonathan's wife, who's witnessed firsthand his remarkable recovery, which has included climbs to the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro and Everest Base Camp, as well as enjoying royal support representing Great Britain in Paralympic sport.
Now we know that when we do have a family, he'll be able to just play in the garden and run around with the dogs, and just it's something for him to look forward to. It's something that so much has been taken away from him because of what happened in Iraq, and it's one thing that's kind of almost been given back, so it's amazing.
And Jonathan says running again is his own personal way of honouring the bravery of his friend who lost his life to save him. Victoria Davis, ITV News.
Great, isn't it, what technology can do? Now, let's get a look at the weather forecast. With the details, here's Lucy.
What's in store for today? ITV Local Weather, sponsored by CenterParcs.
Hello again, I hope you've had a lovely day. Tonight's picture is from Paul Hollingworth, isn't it beautiful, of Chesterton Windmill in Warwickshire. So thank you so much for that, Paul. Cloudy skies there and rather a lot of clouds through the morning tomorrow, but things are on the up. The weather is settling down as high pressure builds in the south. In fact, it's going to be splat bang over us by Thursday and Friday. Temperatures climbing to around 25 degrees Celsius, wall-to-wall sunshine as well, so something to look forward to. As for the rest of this evening, still some heavy downpours to come, but the showers will gradually make their way in an easterly direction. We'll be left with one or two, but on the whole a dry night, and it won't be quite as muggy as it has been, so it should be slightly easier to sleep overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, like I mentioned, a bit of cloud around, but the sunshine will break through that cloud and it's out to play in the afternoon. Plenty of sunny spells to look forward to. 19 or 20 degrees Celsius, so fresher than it has been, but look what happens as we move into Thursday and Friday as that high pressure sets in. Temperatures climbing all the time. Unfortunately, they start to dip once again for Saturday and Sunday.
ITV Local Weather, sponsored by CenterParcs.
The Pollen Count, sponsored by Checkatrade.com. Checkatrade.com.
Well, as temperatures rise, so do our tree pollen levels. By the time we get to Friday, high levels across the whole of our region. Tissues at the ready. Have a nice evening.
And before we go, a quick reminder of tonight's top stories on ITV News Central. Tributes have continued to pour in today for Rick Mayall, the comedy actor who died suddenly. He grew up and went to school in Worcester. Today, a former teacher said he was unconventional but brilliant and gave enormous pleasure to millions of people.
2 schools in Birmingham are to lose their funding after damning Ofsted reports published yesterday put them into special measures. Another 2 have been told their funding agreements could also be terminated if they don't act on Ofsted's findings without delay.
And Hereford United have been expelled from the football conference following their failure to pay their bills.
As always, there's more news for the Midlands on our website, and there's also some great photographs like these taken by our viewer Paul Wild. They are lovely, and if you've got anything like this, then we'd love to see them. Go to itv.com/central.
And that's it from us tonight. We'll have more news at 10:30, and the rest of the team back with you tomorrow at the usual time of 6 o'clock. From Sam, from me, from all of us here. Have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Good night.